Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Alfa 75 Milano. Today we are assembling here the suspension components, the lower control arm, upper, brakes, brake lines, everything. You already saw on previous episodes how did I repair all these parts here. Also we are working here with the height of the suspension. In there you can see the shaft for the spring. Let's do it. In order to start the assembly, we can start from the top arm, for example, or the bottom. I will talk about both of them in a very particular way, because there are some things you have to have in mind when mounting these arms, top and bottom. So we can start here by the upper control arm. You have to put it in that orifice right there. Now it is very tempting to put this screw here in this direction here, like this. And on the engine bay you have the hole on this side here. It is very tempting to put the screw on this side. That makes it almost impossible to put your nuts and washers on the other side. So what I recommend you to do is to put it this way. It's a little bit difficult, it's very hard indeed to put it in this way, but it will be very easy to put your washers and your nut and to do the final assembly of your top arm, because you only want to tighten this at the proper torque once the car is on the ground. Now I can put my nut and washer, and you will only want to torque this up once your car is on the ground. For this bottom arm here, it is a little bit more confusing, but it's not difficult. As you may know, these cars don't have a coil spring or leaf spring, but yes, they have a bar, a torsion bar. Now that torsion bar goes on here, and you have this mark here, and also you have a mark on the bar. But with age, that marks tend to disappear. So what I did when I disassembled my arm, let me show you quickly. Imagine is on there. I measured the top, the point of my arm with a known point up here, and I have here 61 centimeters. So this is right on spot from where I want it, what it was when I first take out this arm. So it is in place. I have to take out this, okay. Next, I want to put my long screws with these spacers. I have to paint these spacers and screw because it was starting to, the coating was starting to disappear. So I had some paint lying around, the special paint that I used for this top arm and some other things, and I will use these long bolts and give you the torque specs. In order to mount these bushings here, you have to do certain things. I did not kept that footage. I think it is okay. I don't want to repeat so many information that is already online. So these bushings are so special that they actually float around. You don't need to tighten it on the ground. You can tighten all of it up here. Let me just try to put these spacers on. Okay, they are on. Screws in. Try to. That one goes. This one is going. Very good. Now on the other side, I think I have to straighten this out a bit. 17, 19. Okay, now this one, it is really tight. This, okay, it's good. Back in here, the original mounting is one washer and one nut, but I am adding a smaller washer. I think the factory washer is way too big to have just one washer. And screw it in. The torque spec here is 74 Newton meters. It's not that easy to do it on the ground, but the luck mine. I had to hold it with the spanner on the other side, and hopefully I think it's ready to torque. It's not spinning on the other side. Come on, yes, 74. On point. On the next step, you want to screw in this shock absorber to the lower arm. As you have the tension from the torsion bar, you have to raise up this with a floor jack, for example, just enough to screw in. Not yet. Screw in your bolts. Now these are very small bolts, just 8 millimeters, and very short. You have to make sure they go in by hand. These were totally shot, these screws and these threads. I tried to repair them. I think I was successful. Let's see if I can. Yes, it's good. Don't try to wrestle this. If it's not entering well, make sure why it is not. It's good. Press it up a little bit more, just to be able to tighten it. This will be tightened with 26 Newton meters. The same on the other side. It's fine. It's good, okay. Now, as I have my floor jack on the lower arm, I can put this in. It's really asking for it. Take out the nut and the washer. You want to point it like this, almost in place. Now, raise up your suspension. Beware of the stability of your car right now, because you have your car on jack stands, and the stability may be affected. With a big hammer, not with a lot of force, try to see if he wants to go in. Perfect. Just step it. Okay, perfect. Now the washer and the nut, and it is done. Gently take out your floor jack. Make sure the car did not shift on this process. If it did, make sure your jack stands are prepared for it. Okay, now prepare your nuts. On the bottom I don't have a hole to put my split pin. On top I have, so I don't want to mix them. I think I have to do first is the bottom one, I think. Now my nylon nut on the bottom, just 1 or 2 threads on top, and turn it if you want. It's easier to work. The castle nut on top, because I have the screw on the thread, the screw hole on the thread. Now to tighten this, I can use firstly my 19mm to get close. The ball joints are new, so they are not spinning. If they were, had to do it in another way. Okay, on top. Same story, not spinning. Pull. 50 Newton meters on the bottom nut. Check it again. Okay, on the top one the same, and you have to make sure you leave the teeth of the nut matching the hole for the split pin. So you do it like this, 50 Newton meters, and then if it is not lined up, you can tighten it a little bit more. It's hidden. It's a little bit hidden. Up here, it says on the manual to tighten it to 24 Newton meters, and then as you are tightening it, you are rotating the hub assembly like this. Okay, 24. Now untighten it like half a turn. See if everything is all right, and you will tighten it again to 10 Newton meters. My wrench is capable of such a low torque. And then again, rotate. Okay, 10. Here it is. Perfect. Now I'm putting in here the bar. When you are assembling here the top arm, you may have to make sure this hole is facing on the front, for the front of the car. That in there. The screw, we put some special grease, synthetic grease. I think is ceramic based. On here, because there is a lot of water and some other stuff on these components, and I don't want to ruin my job, my work. You may see here the old discs. I told you I was putting some new discs or resurface them. These ones. I did not do that because I cannot do it no more. As I told you on the video about the connecting rods, it is being really difficult. And these discs will last me at least one more set of pads. They are not really terrible. They are maybe warped. I will see. If they are, I'll take them out immediately. But I will try them as is, and let's see. In here you tighten it to 44 Newton meters. Trailing arm, you want to tighten it to 50,000 Newton meters. 50,000. 50 Newton meters. But you want to hold it with a 14 millimeter on the back side here. Let me see if I can do it. I hope. Okay, 50. On the brake caliper here, let me see if I can do it like this. Make sure you have your bleed screw on top of the caliper. If you don't, you will not be able to bleed the system ever. Okay, let me see if I can do it like this. I don't think I can. Tighten it everything so I can manipulate this at will. Don't forget to. I can screw it in like this, can I? I think I cannot. It is stuck. Okay. Just by hand. Now this one, it makes a perfect, almost perfect fit. Now the big screws, bolts. Okay, the bottom one. Make sure to have a tray, like I told you. And clean everything with water. I already did a video how to change your brake hoses. I leave you the link on top of the screen. You don't need to see this 13 times. And let's screw it in. Sorry. Make sure everything is secure. You don't need to over tight this. It's even worse if you tighten too much. Okay, just a snudge like this on the back here. Hold this and tighten this. Just enough. Hold this again. Tighten the secure nut. Just enough as well. And final part, on any brake service, clean everything with water. Everything. Just water, okay? Next, the torque spec of the caliper is 80 Newton meters. 80. 1. And 2. Confirm the upper one. It's okay. Next, here on the terminal steering, it says 50 Newton meters, but it may be a mistake, or for some other model. This here tightens to 30 Newton meters. Let's see here. Okay. A little bit more. Okay. Now I have to make sure I have the hole ready for accepting the split pin. And on the wheels, 98 Newton meters. Why is not 100? I don't know. No idea. Finally, after 7 months, the car is on the ground. It's even a strange vision. It's not all done, but it's almost there. And okay.